The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah, go Cowboys!
This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts, Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
It's 1 o'clock here at the Star, the SWBC Mortgage Podcast Studio. You are in the Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos.
Yeah, go ahead, get it in now.
Tostitos, my friends.
Yes.
All right, the Deacon, Barry Church, is here.
Of course, suited and booted, baby.
Yes, sir.
Suited and booted.
Yes, sir. All right.
Indeed.
About to get a word, huh?
Got the deacon napkin as well.
We're going to need a lot of prayers today.
Oh, you ain't lying.
The church need to come together for some prayers today. He is Danny McCray, the national champion, LSU Tiger, and reality show TV star. Good to see you.
Superstar. He's booked.
Booked but not busy.
I am merely Newy Scruggs, and this is a one-topic show today,
Go
friends.
It's got to be.
Number 77, Tyron Smith, torn hamstring. Surgery's going to be needed, and it's been a topic that the three of us, have talked about on this show since camp started. What position concerns you? What you worried about? It's the offensive line.
You mean
it's
like
the offensive line.
Swing
since
tackle.
2018?
Yeah, we've been talking about this for a while now.
Because I've been standing on the table
have.
for a long
You have.
time telling you to expect this. I didn't think it was going to happen this early, but to expect this and find a way to be prepared for it.
And I was feeling good too. Like, okay, Tyron's gonna get here. You know, he hadn't missed. He wasn't sitting out vet days at camp, and so I was like, okay, go get here. And then you saw the video, and
It was really a non-contact. I mean, you had Van Der
Those
Esch
were the
right there,
scariest
and
ones,
he just
man.
went down in a heap.
you guys are players. You know, those scariest ones.
Hold on. So you believed it's the Kool-Aid thing that you be doing, okay? So you believed coming into training camp and then knowing that he was going through practice, and then since he wasn't taking the vet days, that somehow Tyron Smith was going to be healthy enough to play half the season? 3/4 of the season?
Oh, look, I said before. Now I said this on ESPN Radio. What are you going to do for the 4 games he's going to miss? Yeah. Now I've constantly. That's why I've always said that the offensive line is my issue. So what are you going to do when he misses 4 games? I'm thinking, okay, he's missed. Okay, you can deal with 3-4. Yeah. You know that. Now you're talking maybe December.
Man,
Maybe, that.
We said the man needed possibly some game reps because you do not get the same type of action at practice or in those joint practices that you get when people are actually out there with the bright lights on trying to earn a spot on a roster or get ready for the regular season.
No.
It's hard for you to be able to. That's why Tom Brady, like you just said, will be coming back and playing in the final preseason game.
He's expected to play.
If Tom Brady can play,
You already know.
then
Mahomes
anybody
at
can
half,
play.
I mean,
Patrick Mahomes played.
You
Josh
can play,
Allen
bro.
was out there.
You have to get ready. You have to be, especially if you're coming off of seasons where you are known for being injured. Like, man, I need to make sure that I'm ready to get out here and get going. Now, it happened at practice, but I think it would have done us some good work, some good justice to get out there and see if he was going to be able to get it done during the regular season.
Yeah.
Because where are we now?
And that's the thing. For me, that's the thing. Like, I refuse to believe that the Cowboys out there, hitched their wagon on the backup plan being, Josh Ball or Matt Walesko. Like, I mean, if you're looking at camp and you knew you were there at camp, it was not impressive at all what Josh Ball was able to do out there. And I went and saw practice yesterday, and he looked even worse. So, to me, I just refuse that. This organization is too smart, and I refuse to believe, like, that was the plan going in. Like, it just, to me, like, you just mentioned it, and we talked about it earlier. Tyron Smith hasn't played a full slate of games since 2016. A full slate of games since 2016. You had all that time to realize this man is not going to make it. And then we added another game. This man is not going to make it through 17 games. So your backup plan is that?
I asked Joe Philbin this at camp. Tyron Smith is known to miss games. Who's the swing tackle? Who's the backup? I got a over the river and through the woods type answer. So ultimately, and you took strategy class in your MBA course, didn't you? hope is not a strategy. And it just sounded like it was a whole lot of hope. That's what I felt at the time, because no one would give me an answer.
So
that hope was a strategy. And I did talk to one person one time about, okay, hey, Tyron's out. Where do you go? This person told me Tyler Smith, the rookie, who hasn't spent any time at left tackle.
And that's the thing. Like, this is already a raw rookie coming into the league. He's talented as all heck, got the power, all that. But technique-wise, he's a raw rookie. And then, so you go into training camp, and the majority, if not all of training camp, he spent at left guard. And we all know that's where you get the development in. That's where you get young guys ready to play for a regular NFL season. You get them specifically ready to develop at a specific position. And he was at left guard the entire training camp. So you're telling me you're going to just boot him out to the left side to be a left tackle, raw as he is, with no type of warm up or anything? I mean, that's a slippery slope.
This is what we said. All right, we literally we've repeated this show in, show out, week in, week out, that if this was going to become a situation where Tyler Smith is going to be playing guard, it's hard for him to learn a new position and then get NFL reps at left guard at the drop of a dime, because Tyron Smith is hurt. And then expect him to get out there and be productive.
So I asked this question: what will be?
I think right now I don't want to mess up what Steele got going on. Like, I mean, like I'd rather leave Steele on that right side. He can hold it down on the right side. You got Zach Martin over there. Okay, hold that thing down. I think the best option outside of, going and seeing what free agents are out there or even trading draft compensation, I think the best option is to kick, Tyler out to tackle. But like I said, that's a slippery slope, because you're going against, week one, you got Shaquille Barrett, you got all those guys coming on, and they're going to be licking their chops. You got a young rookie out there.
Bengals week two?
Week two, Bengals, Henderson out there. You got a young rookie out there on the edge.
Everybody coming. They're coming.
He's already, technique-wise, I'm not going to say he's sloppy technique-wise, but, he's not the cleanest when it comes to technique. And
he's a work in progress.
He's a work in progress. And he's already been at guard and guard and tackle, they're two separate positions. Or two, like, completely, it's hard to translate from guard to tackle. You going to throw that man out there like that?
Unless you're who? Who on our team can move from guard to tackle?
But is he gonna move? That's the thing. He's already going out there saying, I don't want any parts of that.
So let's dive right there.
Okay.
What will be?
Got a Hall of Famer.
You are pointing down something that makes a lot of sense. Zach Martin was the MVP of his bowl game, Pinstripe Bowl, left tackle. National championship team they played on at Notre Dame, left tackle. They kicked him in to guard. Now, Larry Allen has done this. They did move him out to play guard, tackle a couple years ago. Ended up winning the game. Couldn't even run the ball. So do you come to him as he's in the middle of his Hall of Fame career? And I did a one-on-one with him, and he says, I'm thinking about this. It's on my mind. Do you put him at left tackle, put Tyler Smith at left guard, put Connor McGovern at right guard? Do you make that big of a change if you're the Cowboys? That's a thought process.
At the least, I'm going to give him some reps at left tackle.
Yeah.
Because once we don't know what we really have at left tackle in a game time situation. If you get into an issue where you have another injury at left tackle, or you're just not getting the production that you need, you're going to need a guy like Zach Martin to be like, hey, listen, I understand what you're working on, but for the team, for us to be successful, we need to protect Dak's left side. Yeah. We have to have somebody over there that we trust. So can you just get some reps for us just in case that happens?
But, that's the thing. Hopefully, and I can see him as being a team player. We were teammates with him. He's the ultimate team guy, team leader. I can see him going over there if it's in dire need, when they're like, Zach, we got to have you over there. I can see him going over there. So I guess that would be your best option out there, because I'm going to tell you what right now. I watched Josh Ball out there yesterday. And when I tell you Sam Williams, who's not the biggest defensive end out there, he's a strong guy, but he ain't the big. He literally threw this man into Dak Prescott. Man, all on the ground, falling all over the place. To me, it's like you put Zach Martin out there, But then what happens? What if he, goes down? It's like it's a slippery slope right now for this offensive line.
Yeah, but
Then you just go to next year.
For the draft.
You just go next year.
You start preparing for the draft. If it goes that way,
for a top 5 pick, that's you prepare for that.
Right, you start scouting. You turn up the scouting. You just more guys on the road.
Hey man,
how early in the season is that? I mean, it's like
if you can get a guy, if you can convince let me tell you something. Actually, you won't even have to convince a guy like Zach. Not the coaching staff. His quarterback will. Yeah. All right. Once you get hit in the back a few times and you realizing that you have no chance to get any type of time to get a pass off, your running game is not working, can you go to your right guard and say, hey man, look, if what we want, right? Because they had these discussions, right? Mm-hmm. The whole team has, what do we need to do to be successful and possibly make that Super Bowl run while we have the talent on our roster? And you say, hey man, are we going to waste the talent that we believe that we have because we're not going to be able to move you over to left tackle when we really need you to be there? These are conversations that maybe Dak is going to have with Zach if we need to.
Do you think they should have these conversations right now? Like, is heading into week 1 or is it
last night?
They should have had that.
So
first of all, they should have been having this all training camp. Okay, the minute that they were depending on Tyron Smith to be healthy for the entire season at left tackle, there should have been something to be like, hey man, hey look, just in case. Like, we don't want to talk down on our guy. All shout out to Tyron Smith because he's a great player, but the history is proving itself, right?
2016, last time.
You continue to be hurt. So what is our backup plan? Like, what is it? What is it?
And that's what confuses me. How do we get all the way to this point and realize what we're talking about here? Like, there's smarter people in the room that should have figured out, like, look, man, since 2016, this guy has not completed a full season. We need to get a legit swing tackle in there.
But you know why, though? It's the same reason why last year you say, man, I heard he was looking like the 2010 Tyron Smith, right? Same reason why I knew he may have thought that he was going to be healthy enough to at least be some type of productive this season. Because
at least get to the first couple weeks.
Because what happens is it's off season, right? In the off season, what you doing?
Good, yeah.
You're working out.
Looking good.
He weights.
Good too.
You're sweating, right? You're doing everything on air, right? You're not doing no contact. You're like, man, if I look at how Tyron Smith looked in 2010, six-pack and all that type of stuff, oh man, this dude he ready to go. Mm-hmm. Football's a different sport. It's a contact sport. And until you get out there and you start contacting people, you have no idea how your body's going to hold up.
All right, we got folks chiming in here. And let me just read a couple. This is one says, you picked Smith for left tackle number 1, put him there. Zach needs to stay put. So what we spoke about in terms of, and I'll go back in case anybody missed it, left tackle, move Zach Martin there. Left guard, Tyler Smith, your rookie. Put Connor McGovern at right guard. I speak of that in terms of, to me, that seems like your 5 best guys. Put your 5 guys out there. And we're, by the way, on this program here on the Players Lounge, we're leaving Terrence Steele at right tackle.
Yes.
Yeah, leaving him. I don't want to mess his confidence up.
Yeah, we saw what happened with that last year.
No. Right.
You got a guy that's rolling. He's got his confidence up. He worked his way back into his job. Yes, let
him get right. Yeah, let him do his thing over there.
And the thought process for me of why I don't put Tyler Smith at left tackle, you haven't put him out there. We're already seeing at guard. He's McCarthy said yesterday, he's not my starter.
Yeah,
Connor McGovern is. But when you start to look at your offensive linemen, I think these are the 5 best guys. Isn't that what you want to do? Put your 5 best guys out there? That, to me, right now, seems like that's your 5 best guys. Yeah. It's not pretty. It's an adjustment. But I'll take Zach Martin at left tackle before I take
Tyler Smith?
Josh Ball.
Yeah, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Or Tyler Smith. Tyler hasn't been – okay, you think – practicing out with the Chargers with Bosa and against Khalil Mack could have been a help if you put him out there left tackle. Yeah. That would have been a help. Out there against Denver, against Bradley, that could have been a help. They didn't do that.
Do we think it's because they thought it was too much on his plate, learning the guard and the tackle position?
That's what Nate Newton. Yeah. Nate Newton was very much about that. I talked to Big Nate during training camp, and he was like, hey, man, look, just let him go there. Just stop trying to cross-train and just learn a spot.
Learn one spot.
Learn a spot and get a spot. So I think it's real unfair if we're saying, hey, man, he's coming around, not ready to start at guard, but let's go ahead and put him out here left tackle. That's a challenge, man.
This is where I disagree with Nate, just on one small point. Okay, even if you're not going to make him learn the tackle position as far as from running a play standpoint, put him out there in some one-on-ones. Put him out there. Let him get a feel for actual great pass rushers. See what that speed is like, just in case you got to put him out there. We know you want him to focus on one spot, but like we all know, like I'm sure they know, that there's a possibility that the left tackle is going to go down, and we're going to have to find out what option 2 is going to be. All right? No harm in putting Tyron Smith out there, left tackle, in one-on-one drills and seeing if he can get that done. No harm in that.
And for the people that don't know, when a guard does one-on-one drills with somebody, he still has that center and tackle beside him. So he's got the one-on-one once they continue, but the defensive tackle still has to worry about the tackle and the center right beside. So he has a small window when you're doing one-on-ones with the guard. The tackle, like you said, it's wide open. It's wide open. So he should have got some reps out there.
So we don't know what they're going to do yet. We don't know. But what if it's Tyler Smith, go out to left tackle. Connor McGovern, you're the left guard. Zach Martin, you're right guard. Terrence Steele, you're right tackle. What would be your thoughts if that's the lineup?
Yeah, if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm licking my chops. All right, and I'm sure they will be, because that left side, I mean, you got McGovern out there who he had his ups and downs last year, but you got a rookie tackle out there who spent the whole training camp at guard. So if I'm them, I'm talking about I'm loading that side. I'm sending blitzes. I'm running tackling end stunts where the defensive tackle and the defensive end, they're switching positions after the play goes. So I'm running all my games on that side just to see. This ain't going to be a one-on-one. We ain't going to just me and you versus power and see if you can block me. I'm sending everybody at you and forcing you to think and progress and make sure you pass it off to this guy, because I'm sure he hasn't had any of those reps in camp passing off DT stunts like that. So if I'm Tampa Bay, I'm licking my chops, and I'm sure the rest of the league is as well.
You know what? For starting the game, I'm actually not upset with that one. Starting the game, putting it on my offensive coordinator to figure out a way to protect my left side, to figure out how we got multiple tight ends on the roster that we can figure out ways to make sure that we put somebody over there with Tyler Smith, and you just don't get as many receivers in the route. If that's what you have to do to start the game off to build this man's confidence up, knowing that he hasn't gotten those reps in training camp or OTAs, then that's just what you got to do.
Yeah.
At the same time, I'm saying this, you need to get Zach Martin some reps at left tackle. Just get him some reps just in case, because I have a very strong feeling that may be your only option at some point in the season. We haven't even made it to week 1.
Okay.
And then go ahead. No, go ahead.
Let's get a break. What Jerry Jones had to say about it. Let's hear from Jerry Jones. We're just going to basically spin the players' lounge right now trying to fix this issue of
it's a major issue.
The left tackle spot with Tyron Smith going to need surgery on his torn hamstring. And also, what about a trade? Let's talk about that. Lots to get to. Barry Church, Danny McCray, Newey Scruggs Players Lounge, brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
I'm Jay Novacek, former tight end for the Dallas Cowboys. Back in the day, I was the guy who always got the tough yards, and that's why I run with John Deere today. In fact, I have a John Deere 3025E tractor that can handle any yard work I need to do, even the tough yards way out back. So if you have 1 acre or 1,000, John Deere has the equipment that's just right for you. Visit a John Deere dealer today and run with us. We are the official tractor provider of your Dallas Cowboys.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score, September 2019.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Watch as your favorite Dallas Cowboys players and coaches and alumni arrive to the blue carpet for the inaugural season kickoff presented by Blockchain.com. Join us on Tostitos Championship Plaza at the Star in Frisco beginning at 4 p.m. for the blue carpet viewing. Then stick around and for the event live stream, go visit DallasCowboys.com. And also watch two of Texas's best high school football teams face off in the second annual Jerry Jones Classic presented by Whataburger. The Rockwall Yellow Jackets will take on the Cedar Hill Longhorns Saturday, August 27th at 1 p.m. under the lights at Ford Center at the Star in Frisco. Get your tickets now at SeatGeek.com. You won't want to miss it, so definitely don't miss that. Players Lounge, Barry Church, Danny McCray, Newey Scruggs, brought to you by Tostitos. There's a problem around here. The thing we talked about, if you've listened to this podcast, Players Lounge, we've said the offensive line has been our biggest concern. Mm-hmm. What you didn't want to happen so quickly happened. You thought Tyron was going to miss games. We knew it because that's been the case going down on history. 6 years now, right? Yeah. I thought he was going to get to the regular season. Not going to be the case. Torn hamstring, so he's going to have surgery, and they're talking maybe he can come back this year, that it'll be in December. What the big boss have to say about that? That would be Gerald Wayne Jones on First Take here at the Star. Ford Center, I should say, at the Star. He said, quote, "It's a setback. We'll have him at the right time. We'll have him in that San Francisco game or the equivalent of it that we had last year." Meaning we'll have him for the playoffs. That's what Jerry Jones said. Let me just simply say, I've always said there's two people inside this man when he talks. It's the owner. The owner sees that glass over there. You know what he says, Barry Church? That glass is half full. That is not just purified water. That's alkaline water with an 8.8 right there. That's good. That's good stuff.
That's the best.
The general manager needs to look at that same glass and say, I don't know how fresh that water is. It may be a little stale. We may need to pour it out, replenish it, and that glass isn't half full, it's half empty. It's a problem when you're the same dude.
It is.
Because Jerry's always selling hope. He's an optimistic guy. That's him. Jerry's that guy. If you got a problem, Jerry, you want to go talk to Jerry. Jerry gonna make you feel good.
Yeah.
You know, some folks will look at you like, McCray probably, hey, I don't know what to tell you, man.
Hey, man,
that's McCray.
You in some trouble, man.
Right. Hey, man. I don't know. Knew you want to lose that weight, you need to go do some push-ups. You get your push-ups in, and don't come to me, if you ain't got your push-ups in. That's McCray.
Jerry had y'all feeling good about Tyron. That's who had you thinking all this stuff, right? He also had you feeling good about McCarthy the first year he came out. Well, yeah, we all right, we good. We don't need none of that extra. It's okay.
Why you gotta mention truth?
I'm just saying. That's what it was. Jerry had Church coming here on this podcast talking about we like the 2010 Tyron Smith.
I did say that. I did.
Guilty.
They just were, and this is a guy who's played 9 years.
This is I'm guilty.
You've seen these guys. He ain't the only one. This happens across the league where guys have a season where they're injured in the season before. They have a great off season, and you assume that, they back. Yeah. But they ain't back. Because the body don't work. You could work out as much as you want to, and sometimes it just don't work. Sean Lee, perfect example. Now we got Tyron Smith.
I keep going against the very thing I say all the time, especially when I pick fantasy football players. I always say, hurt players stay hurt. And I was prepared for this. I mean, we spoke about it. They ain't gonna miss 4 games. I had it. I didn't have this.
And even if he's able to come back, in December, I mean, how good is that going to be?
That hope is really not a strategy right there.
That's what I'm like.
I pulled both of my hamstrings. All right, and I'm running today and still don't feel comfortable as I felt before I pulled it, and I didn't tear it
off the bone.
You know what I'm saying? They talking about, hey man, he'll be back in December possibly for the playoffs. That's just when he's getting started, so he still has not taken a game rep.
No reps.
And you talking about if we do make the playoffs, throwing him in there at the left tackle position, he ain't played all season
against the best players in the NFL. You talk about the playoffs, so that means you're not getting some old cheap Rudy Poo team. You
Nick
getting
Bosa.
Right. You getting Nick Bosa. You get the Niners. You get Nick Bosa.
I think the fair thing to do and the smart thing to do is what we're talking about. Figure out what's next at your left tackle position. You have to figure out what's next. Because we said this last year, was like, man, how much money did dude make? 14, you cut him, you get 9, you save 3. Nah, we shouldn't do that. He gonna play. Proven now. That was you, Newey. Proven now. My man is gonna make $14 million. But his full contract ain't gonna play a snap.
You know, I mean, we trying to solve problems, and you just trying to pour salt.
I need to solve the problem of next time when we talking about draft, y'all listen to me. That's the problem I'm trying to solve right now.
I need you to give me a solution.
I did. I gave you a solution. Hey, man, Dak needs to go talk to Zach Martin.
Okay.
Hey, listen, if it gets to a situation where we really need you to play left tackle, I need you to be willing to do that for me. Is that something you're willing to do? Start off with the guy you drafted in the first round playing left tackle. All right, you got 10 days. He needs to be getting all the reps he can get in the next 10 days. And then if all else fails, all right, you put Ball in there, you put Tyron Smith in there. You don't wait till week 8. All right, you get these guys. This is quick. This is quick. One, because you don't want to waste the talent that you have on the squad. You don't want to waste, how many years Zeke has. You want to waste your opportunity while you got Pollard here. Micah Parsons probably gonna ball. Trayvon Diggs. You got some talent on this roster, and you don't want to look 5 years from now and say, we wasted a year where we probably had a chance at making something happen.
So are you saying they need to go ahead and put some draft compensation up there to grab somebody?
You know what?
If you think
if there's somebody out there that's worth it for you to offer up a draft pick, yes. The season ain't started, so you have a whole season with this guy.
You talking a 1? You talking a day 2, which is second or third? Or you talking day 3?
Depends on the player.
Okay.
If you talking,
would I give up a 1? If we talked about this off air, yeah, I would give up a 1 if the player was worth it, because I assume you're going to have to go pick up an offensive lineman in the first round next year.
See, I don't think there's going to be a Laramie Tunsil out there, like Houston got a couple years ago from Miami. I don't see that. Here's the thought, okay? And they talked about it earlier on I want to say with Derek's Nick show. It's at the break.
I think it's the break, yeah.
Yeah, the break. What's the one position where you have depth? Defensive line is there. Defensive backfield's there.
So it's loaded.
Can you find someone who may be willing to part with a player, a tackle? Somebody brought up a team up north. We'll mention the name, but at the same time, it becomes how bad do you want to do this? Because the team that's sending you a player is going to send you somebody they don't want.
Exactly.
There's a reason they don't want them. Now,
they're going to be healthy. They're going to be healthy, though.
But are they going to be, this guy, if they're willing to trade them from whatever team they're going to, like you said, they don't want those guys. And is that going to be the succession plan that we want going forward?
This is what I'm saying. All right. This is why you should really take a chance or take a look at whoever you can possibly trade for. You have an opportunity to essentially save your season.
But is this a Super Bowl roster?
The team believes that. I guarantee you,
Jerry. Jerry believes that every year.
Is it a Super Bowl one piece away and we in there?
But who needs to? But that's the person who needs to believe it though.
Yeah,
he's the guy who Will McClay, Steven, and Jerry, those are the people who need to believe it. So if they believe that the defense that they have right now can be a top 10 defense and can carry them into the playoffs and possibly make it a run in the playoffs, then yes. If they believe that as Zeke goes, they go, and they're going to run the ball and make sure that that's the type of game style that we have, then yeah, you go get you a left tackle. Because you ain't passing without an offensive line, you ain't running without an offensive line. You need to find a way to get this offensive line back to a position to where they were when, dare I say, Jason Garrett was here and, we had the best running game in the league.
I'm sorry. Chris Beam just really messed in my ears when he said, I got a guy, Jason Peters. No.
I didn't hear that.
No.
He must be only talking to you because I was like, what is
Yeah, I know. I have to take it off because I'm like, no, I don't want to hear that. Now, come on, man.
That's Mr. Achilles.
Come on, man. Why don't you just go call Mark Colombo? Come on, man. What are you doing? No, dude, he's had you talk about a guy, stay hurt.
Yeah,
I can't remember the last team that got him, and maybe it was Philadelphia. They brought him back anyway, man. Homeboy rolled on out there.
It was the Bears.
The Bear, gut looking like mine. He went on out there. He rolled on out there. It was wasted money. No. Before you go do Jason Peters at 40, isn't he 40? Like 40.
He up there a little bit.
Before you do that, no. I'll move Zach Martin over. Okay, Zach Martin getting moved over is going to be better than Jason Peters. I heard, and the retired Andrew Whitworth who
LSU,
retired
baby.
from
LSU.
These guys are free agents. But
Go Tigers. Yeah. He's no longer our coach.
He was your last national championship coach. So I put him right there. I when I think about just free agents, guys like that, I don't know if that's what they want to do.
Everybody's been talking about Eric Fisher.
Eric Fisher.
What do you think about him? You can take your headphones off for him too?
Okay, you know what? Here's my thing on Eric Fisher. I go back to Mickey Spagnuolo. And Mickey always said, he's free for a reason, guys.
He's free.
Free for a reason.
But
is he better than what we got now?
No.
Because they're playing with Josh Ball and Matt Walesko. That just ain't going to work.
Give me Zach Martin before you give me Eric Fisher.
Are we saying that anybody that's a free agent is free for the reason of, like, don't nobody want them? Like, there's some good players that are free agents. There's some good guys that get picked up during the middle of the season, end of the season, that end up being very productive for a team. So just because they're a free agent don't mean that they're not good enough to be on your roster, especially if you believe that they're a free agent but they're better than who we have currently.
But no, you believe we got the answer in Zach Martin. Like, that's the outside of trading for some top tackle. We got the answer as far as Zach Martin being at that left tackle if he's willing to move over there.
We saw Larry Allen. First off, you got to be a special player to do that, to go from the guard to the left. Larry Allen is special. Zach Martin is special like that. This is a guy who's building a Hall of Fame career. If I don't have Tyron Smith till December, according to reports, which to me basically the season.
Yeah, he's out of there.
I'm going to make this move now because he's going to be better than Tyler Smith. He'll be better than Walesko. He'll be better than Josh Ball. He's better than Jason Peters. That's what I'm going to do.
He'll give you a chance to keep the offense as close as it can be productive-wise if they, since Tyron ain't there.
That's me.
Yeah.
Now,
I got a question.
Okay,
ahead,
Chris.
CB.
Okay, real quick. From the players. What's worse, pressure up the middle or pressure on the outside?
When talking about a Dak Prescott, I believe it's worse from the outside, in my opinion. Because,
if your quarterback can't move like Tom Brady, you up the middle.
You want up the middle.
Up the middle's depth.
So don't you think that Zach would be better next to Biadasz? Right? So the pressure up the middle rather than the outside? You wouldn't want to be. You don't want to be weak in the middle.
I'm going with my. So
That's just me. I keep him where he's at because I'd rather him help Biadasz pressure up the middle.
And I'm going back into I'm trying to get my five best.
Five best?
That's what I've thrown out. I think is your five best.
It's just where you put them.
It's where you're putting.
You keep
I'm
him
switching
on that right guard
but I'm
spot,
trying to get my five best. That to me is what I would want to do. But I'm not Joe Philbin. I'm not Mike McCarthy. I'm just some dude covers the team, just throwing out spitball in here on the players' line. That's just my thought.
If you move, Zach Martin to the left tackle, does that disrupt your run game up the middle? Does that hurt your running game overall?
You getting hurt. So no matter what you do, you getting hurt right now.
Because you can always.
Are we a running team or a passing team?
Well, in the past, we've been a passing team these last couple of years.
Kellen Moore, baby.
Sounds like we need to be more sure in the passing game than the running game. Unless you tell me that we're going to come out and, like I said, what Jerry said today, where the team goes and Zeke goes, if you believe that, then I'm with you.
Yeah.
But if you believe that we're going to come out against Tampa and play the same game that we played last season in game one, then we need to make sure that we're sure in the passing game.
Oh. We forgot something about Tyler Smith that's really important. We'll talk about that on this break because what I'm about to bring up, oh, yeah, I forgot. This is really important. We'll do that next. Danny McCray, Barry Church, New East Scruggs. This is the Players Lounge brought to you by Tostitos on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Since 1865, Stetson hats are American-made with pride right here in Texas. And Stetson is proud to be on the field with America's team. Want to show your Texas and team pride too? You can. By purchasing your own Stetson, you can look just like how the flag guys do on field at every home game. Stetson hats, the official crown of all self-respecting Cowboys, and your favorite football team. Get yours today in the Stadium Pro Shop or at Stetson.com.
Your new apartment's big. Such a great deal.
It's okay.
Just okay? What's not to...
Right above the subway!
Well, I bet you don't even notice it after the...
That's my neighbor, Angus.
A deal that's just okay is not okay. Get a great deal with America's Best Network. Come into an AT&T store to find out how to get one of our popular smartphones for $0 down. Based on GWS 1 score September 2019.
Essilor is a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys, helping fans see more and do more with our best vision solutions. Our lens technologies reveal a world more beautiful than you can imagine. For a limited time, get the Essilor Next Gen offer. When you buy the latest generation of Transitions lenses with select Essilor lenses, you can choose a second pair of clear lenses for free with qualifying frame purchases. Restrictions apply. Find a participating eye care professional by visiting EssilorUSA.com. Essilor. See more, do more.
So, you're shopping, and that's when you see it. Aisle 23. Dr. Pepper stacked from top to bottom as far as the eye can see. The phrase too good to be true comes to mind, yet there it is. A rich, delicious Dr. Pepper paradise. Wait, did that can of Dr. Pepper just open itself for you? They all are. As if to say, so nice to treat you. And even though it feels weird to talk to a can, you pick one up and say, it's so nice to be treated. Dr. Pepper, so nice to treat you.
Back to the Players Lounge.
All right, Tyler Smith. Where does he go? As we found out that Tyron Smith, the longtime left tackle for the Cowboys, is going to be out most likely until December. He's going to need surgery on his hamstring. Young rookies missed the last 2 practices because of an ankle sprain. So do you really want to throw him out here tomorrow at left tackle against Seattle?
I wouldn't do that. You're in a game where you got a lot of bubble guys trying to make a name for themselves, and they're gonna be going extremely hard. And they don't care whose ankle's hurting. You know, they're going extremely hard. So
your job's on the line.
Yeah,
Tyler Smith is untouchable right now. After that injury to
he's got to be on the squad.
To Tyron Smith, he's untouchable. We don't want him. Like, that's a guy you protecting like your quarterback at this point.
So how do you get him prepared for
man,
that left tackle spot?
Hey, it is what it is. Okay,
you just go throw him to the wolves.
It is what it is. You get you a good practice out there. You draft him in the first. He's a football player. He's just gonna have to take those knocks upside the head that the rookies usually take.
So him and Dak gonna be taking them knocks.
He gonna have to learn on the run, man. He got to learn. Well, you want to risk putting him out there and getting hurt?
He got to get some type of practice reps at it. He got to get something.
Line Michael Parsons up out there, okay? A one-on-one drill, line D-Law. Do you remember when JG was here and he would call out Tyron Smith or whoever it was, and they would literally we'd make a circle around him and they would do one-on-ones, and it would be kind of like that. We're gonna put you in a situation to where you're gonna have to continue to do this so you can get that confidence in yourself. I'm not saying, run him into the dirt, but I'm saying if you're not going to be able to put him in the game, he got to get some reps against some real talent.
Because the game ain't going to be, one-on-ones. They're going to be doing a lot of twists and stuff. He's got to get some type of reps doing, just passing off stunts, passing off stuff in pass protection, getting off the ball and run. It's going to be tough to just throw him out there against Shaquille Barrett and them boys.
Hey, let me tell you what he needs to start at. He needs to start working on one-on-ones. All right, we move on to ET's day. He got to be good at one of those things first.
Tom Bowles gonna be dialing it up. Hey, Levante, I need you to scrape right here and then go across his face. I mean, it's
Kellen Moore gonna draw up some quick passes. Okay, so we just need my man to be ready.
That's true. They're gonna Dak, get the ball out of your hands fast, my man.
So, but he just got to be able to protect the inside and make sure that he's not giving anybody a free pass, and that's where you start at.
So I'm glad we have the conversation here. So we do the podcast, we just throw around thoughts. This now tells me even more so they probably need to make some type of trade.
With the injury, now you got Tyron Smith out, you got Tyler Smith injured.
You got to do something because right now you got 5, you got your best 5, but as we all know, this is a long season.
And if they are of the opinion they want to keep Zach Martin at right guard, then they're going to have to look at a trade.
You got to.
And now everyone knows you're desperate, so the price tag has gone up.
Yesterday's price is not today's price. All right.
Is Lel Collins healthy?
They got some left tackle somewhere that's about to be released that will be serviceable. I believe that as you continue to cut down, there's some guys that's close to making it that are on the bubble that may not make it that you may have to bring in instead of paying this huge price tag.
Church, Google up Chaz Green.
No, he did not. Just talking about Chaz Green. Ain't that the same guy that filled in for Tyron last time? This debacle happened in Atlanta. I know that Prescott. You bet not call Chaz Green.
This is when we first saw.
That's how we knew. That's when we first knew. Tyron Smith is important.
Yeah.
That man gave up 6 sacks by himself. Man, heck
and
no.
every time he goes out of the game, we are in the same situation. It's so evident on the screen, or if you're in the stadium, it's so evident that Tyron Smith is missing because he's that type of impact player, but we just not prepared for it when he goes down.
And they tried. They have tried. They've spent 3 draft picks the last 2 years trying to address the problem. Josh Ball, they took last year, ended up getting hurt. Didn't play at all.
Red shirt year, basically.
So to that they
what round they take Josh Ball in?
4th, I think. Yeah, 4.
I'm just, Tyron, you talking about a guy who all decade and they tried to do it. Okay, they tried. We'll throw a 4th in there and see if we can get somebody for Tyron Smith. That make a lot of sense.
They could have done it in the first round, but Church and I have no issue with what they did in the first round of that draft.
He ain't played a full season since 2016, so we're not just talking about Michael Parsons.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying.
That was what it came down to. It was Micah Parsons or your guy.
No, what I'm saying is let's not act like we only been talking about this for the last 2 drafts. We've been saying the guy has not played a full season since 2016.
Okay.
I got to see who the draft people were available at that time.
So.
By the way, Mr. Green is an active player in the league right now.
Oh, okay.
With the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Look at Mike T about to get him right.
He's still in the league.
Mike T, getting that pension.
Just an FYI.
Getting that pinch on. Getting that pinch.
Go got to be like year 6.
Bro, he got threw out there to the fire. All right, when he was here. All right, go. But it was bad.
I'm talking about they were taking turns. It's my turn. High five.
So Josh Ball.
He was bad.
This year, Tyler Smith in the first round.
Matt Walesko.
And Matt Walesko. So they
tried.
Bro,
tried. What did Jay-Z say?
Tried
to fail. 2 things I hate. That's what they say.
You drafted Tyler Smith in the first round, move him straight to guard.
Yeah,
Try what?
That's what they did.
Come on, man.
They thought Josh Ball was going to be able to make that jump. They thought it was.
Nah, bro. We all just sat here on the podcast and said he ain't took a rep at left tackle.
They thought Josh Ball could do it.
What did they try to do?
Negativity coming from you.
They thought he could do it. They thought maybe Matt Walesko could do it.
Maybe they can, though. Maybe they can.
Man, I done seen what I done seen.
Maybe they can. Listen, I felt this way about Terrence Steele 2 years ago. And then when he came back last year, he was a totally different guy.
When I tell you they look about, I ain't gonna say Matt Walesko because he ain't been out there as much, but Josh Ball, no sir. It just ain't there.
It will be interesting to hear what Coach McCarthy has to say and what they decide to end up doing. I think all Cowboy fans who are watching college football this year should go ahead and start looking at left tackles. Start down there in known quantities of people who produce linemen. A&M, Alabama,
Notre Dame.
Start looking
Boston
around.
College.
BC,
come on.
right. So start looking at Stanford. Go. Hey, who you got? Start looking at left tackles.
We drafted tonight, and you think I'm picking somebody on the Cowboys offense? You crazy? That's how nervous I am on the impact that when you're missing a guy like Tyler Smith. I'm nervous about Zeke. I thought Zeke and Pollard was gonna get it going in, man. And
they still got a chance.
This is the kind of stuff that's already happened. Sharp Football already got an article out there for the fantasy folks out there like yourself. What's going to happen to the production for Dak Prescott? It rolls downhill because we're talking about, in my opinion, the 3rd most valuable player on this football team, with Dak Prescott being number 1, Micah Parsons being number 2, and Tyron Smith number 3. Yeah. So this is an issue. How they fix this? I
wouldn't give up on Zeke though, because if we got to get the ball out that quick, they're gonna have to lean on the run game. They're gonna have to.
But I go back, and that's what I said on ESPN Radio yesterday. We keep talking about Zeke, but if the offensive line ain't straight, it don't matter who they put Jim Brown back here. They all up in your grill.
But you still got that guy, Zach Martin. You can still run behind Zach Martin. It ain't like, it ain't like
that's the only place you can run.
You can still run it. You can still go behind him. So it ain't like we can't just go out there and pass it all day.
Who's your offensive coordinator?
Kellen Moore, but we can't. I refuse to believe that man's gonna go down.
Bro, this has been 3 years, bro. We've had an issue on the offensive line multiple times when we sit here and say, man, you got to help the new guy. You got to put somebody out there, a tight end, a chip or something, and we threw the ball almost the whole game.
You heard what Jerry said, man. He said we better have a concerned effort in running the football.
He right. We go as Zeke go, right? Zeke.
You got to lean on it. It's a must.
Players Lounge. You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you find your podcast. Find us there. Subscribe to the show. Tell friends about it. I always watch it on Twitter. I put out retweets or retweet to friends. This has been a fun conversation. We've solved nothing today. What will be, we don't know what
Nobody
will be.
knows.
We tried to throw it out there about this is what we think. Most of all, I want to make sure that we, as the players, now say, Tyron Smith, get healthy.
Exactly.
That much. We respect you as a player. We have a ton of respect for him, all-decade player. This is awful. But at the same time, this is football.
It is.
And so now this is why you're paying Mike McCarthy, Kellen Moore, Joe Philbin. Figure it out. Figure it out. Will McClay, Stephen Jones. This is why you guys make the money. Go figure this out because this is something that you knew could happen. Happened quicker than you thought. Go fix it. Let's see what happens. Cowboys take on the Seattle Seahawks. Oh, by the way, final preseason game Friday. Oh, by the way,
Geno Smith will be out there. Geno Smith, quarterback battle. We'll see what can happen. We'll see.
You calling that game? You calling that game?
Yeah, I'll be up in attendance. I'll be in attendance.
Okay. All right. Let me know how it goes.
I'll just be watching.
Let me know how it goes, man. Let me know how it goes. All right. Danny McCray, Barry Church, Newey Scruggs, Chris Beam, Will, Jazz, everybody who helps make this podcast happen. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you. We back. Was it Monday or Tuesday, Chris? When we back?
Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday.
Tuesday as we get ready to get to 53. As they get to the 53. All right.
It cuts that day, huh?
Yes.
I ain't too confident about that boss man fat, man. That boy was out there with the ones yesterday. I'm like,
yeah, bring the $20 bill. Crisp $20 bill.
I'm going to break even.
$20
Let's go, Will. Let's go, Will.
Goodbye.
$80, buddy.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!